Into the afternoon session then on day one of Group 4 of Championship League 2018. And Judd Trump looking to join the early leader, Shaun Murphy, on 2 wins. Trump has only played 1 match, and he won it by whitewashing Ali Carter. The man at the table now, Yng Wenbo, has also played just 1 match, and he was beaten 3-1 by Shaun Murphy. He played pretty well against Carter at breaks of 61 and 60, but wasn't at his absolute sharpest. This just the second of 4 matches Trump will play today, and I wouldn't mind betting that as the day goes on, we'll see him build his rhythm. The break he made to complete his win over Carter was really impressive. Came to the table, pink and black were tied up, but he put together 60, 10 reds and 10 blues.
$14. 15. 20. 21. 28.
Maybe didn't get into the reds quite as much as he would have liked, but the main thing is to land on one.
29.
I think it's one of those situations that
36.
As he pots the reds, they'll free each other up. So very quickly, it's a frame-winning chance.
Okay, so 37. 44. 45. 50. 51. 58.
The frame not quite in the bag yet.
59.
But it's worth pointing out this could be a real milestone moment in Judd Trump's career. He's on 499 century breaks.
66.
Only 5 players have ever made it to 500.
67. 74.
So that's the frame clinched.
75.
Now it's all about making that bit of history.
80. 81.
But we may have to wait a little longer.
88.
Still a chance of the double. So the 500th century will have to wait a little longer, but the main thing is that from his first scoring visit off that long red, Judd Trump has made 88 and he leads Liang Wenbo 1-0. Now over on the other table, they're still playing the first frame between Ali Carter and Barry Hawkins, but maybe not for much longer. Hawkins has this black to go 67 ahead with 75 left. So the next red is frame ball. Hawkins looking to make it 2 wins from 2 after beating Mark Allen, who was runner-up in Group 3 last night. And it looks like he's done enough there to win the first frame.
Second frame, Liang Wenbo to break.
The thing about that situation was that Trump didn't actually need to bring that other red into play to make the century. But anyway, I think it's not quite certain, but near enough that Trump will reach that 500th tournament century at some point today. He's got another 2 matches after this one. No crowd here at the Championship League. That's always been the case in the tournament's 11-year history. But it will be a very different situation in just a few days' time when these two meet in the first round of the Masters, in front of a crowd of about 1,600 at Alexandra Palace.
1.
So that excellent opening red gives Liang his first chance.
6. Seven. Wenbo 7.
Well, that's one of those shots where there was a bit of work to do positionally and perhaps just took his eye off the pot a little. He actually missed that by some margin when you consider the sort of shot it was.
1. Eight. Nine.
No more loose reds, so needs to go into the pack here. Oh, how has he missed them altogether?
14.
To not even hit the black was surprising. It's quite something to find that gap.
Yeah, Jen. Jet trump 14. One.
Well, that's okay. He's definitely on one to the middle. Don't think he can get through to the one just to the left of the black.
Seven. 14. 15. 16.
The aim over these 2 days is to win the group, obviously, and get into the winners' group. Well, Trump has done that 6 times in his career, which is more than anybody else. He was almost matched last night by Mark Allen, who would have joined him on 6, but for losing the group final to Kyron Wilson. He's been in the final of the Championship League 4 times.
30.
Nobody else has been there more than twice.
31.
And he's won it on 3 occasions. Again, nobody else has won that more than once. He was also the youngest ever winner at just 19. The first time he played in it.
38. 39. 46. 47.
And only about 15 minutes after we started playing, Judd Trump has this for a 2-0 lead. 61 in front. Only 59 left.
54.
And still enough there to maybe make that 500th century.
55.
Well, I don't think that's quite worked out.
60.
Don't think he can pot that red to right corner. So a difficult cut. No telling where the cue ball will end up, but good chance he'd land on something wherever it finishes.
Judd Trump 60 and the frame.
And the wait for the 500th career century goes on for another frame. But the main thing is, with that break of 60, Judd Trump now leads Liang Wenbo 2-0 and is 1 frame away from his 2nd consecutive whitewash win. On the other table, Anley Carter hasn't potted a ball yet. Barry Hawkins won the first frame with a century, and he's off and running again with a very good chance here in frame 2. Hawkins, who was runner-up in Group 2 at the end of last week, started this week by reaching the semi-finals of Group 3.
Okay, Judd. The 3rd frame, Judd Trump to break.
Pretty much one-way traffic so far on this table. Liang has only scored 7 points in the first 2 frames.
Foul and a miss. Yong Wen Bo 4. Back. Okay. Foul and a miss. Yong Wen Bo 4. Back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's been left the red there, but very hard to get position.
Okay. One.
Well, there was always going to be an element of luck as to whether or not he got position off that, but he's had a bit of good fortune.
Four.
Oh, that's in.
5.
Oh, not quite. Well, the tables are playing a bit slow, so that's why it maybe pulled up a bit earlier than it would normally have done.
$11. $18. 19.
3 wins is usually the mark for getting into the group semi-finals. You don't always get in on 3 wins, but nearly always the player in 4th place has won 3 matches. So if you reach that mark, it comes down to a frames count back.
27.
And if Trump could get to 2 wins already, particularly if he does so having not lost a frame, he'd already be in an extremely strong position. 4 wins, of course, pretty much guarantees it. It is mathematically possible to win 4 and miss out, but
34.
It's never actually happened.
35.
And he's starting to get into his flow now.
$42.
Just as I say that, he's lost position a little. Should still be okay.
$43.
Well, he's played that brilliantly. Would have been happy just to be on one of the ball colours, but to be on the blue makes it a good deal easier to retain position. Again, I think he's okay. Got a red to the middle.
48.
Well, he was looking at the cut to the left corner there.
$49.
Barry Hawkins has made it back-to-back centuries on the other table. He's 2-0 up now against Ali Carter, who's just been totally frozen out so far.
$56. $57.
So this black would take the lead to 64. So just one more red and any colour except yellow, and it should be all over.
$64. $65.
Well, Liang Wenbo must feel like he's not really featured in this match. He's only scored 15 points in total. I don't think we'll be seeing him back at the table.
70. $71.
And now it's all about trying to make that 500th career century.
$78. $79. $86.
It's almost 20 years now since Stephen Hendry became the first player to reach 500 career
87.
century breaks. He finished on 775. Ronnie O'Sullivan has long since overtaken him. John Higgins has also gone well past 500.
93.
Neil Robertson also well past that mark, helped by more than 100 in one particular
94.
season. And just 5 days ago, Mark Selby joined that very exclusive club. So this is it. This to be only the 6th player in snooker history to make 500
99.
career centuries. And he's done it.
100.
What an achievement. And what fantastic company to be in on that list.
$107. 109.
The other 5 players, 20 world titles between them.
112.
And he's just getting better and better as this day goes on.
116.
He's had breaks of 88 and 60.
$121.
And has closed out a thoroughly dominant performance.
$127.
Well, that clearance of 100.